I've had 8 jobs and the majority of those have been in hospitality, so let's talk about them. My first job was actually an apprenticeship. I'm not going to name any of these places because I'm not going to lie, they weren't nice jobs. One of them was a nice job. 2. So my first job was an apprenticeship because I'm sure everybody else is going through this, but when you first apply for jobs, because you don't have any experience, nowhere's going to take you on. But then in the same breath, where am I going to get the experience from if you're not going to take me on? I was 16, I think it was, however old you are when you leave school. Anyway, in this job, I was a chef. Not my best line of work. I actually quit college to go and get a job because I needed money. I grew up in a very low income household. Not to get too much into it and like tell everyone my parents' finances, but we didn't have much money. And basically, to cut a long story short, they treat you like shit. They would put you on shifts that you wouldn't know about until they rung you up and ask you where you were. When I was working there, my mental health went from here down to here in the space of 2 months, I want to say. I really wasn't there for that long. The men working there were disgusting. I was a minor. They would tell me about things that they would do to me if I was of age. And they just treat you like shit. So all of the food was homemade. So I was making the tartar sauce. This guy didn't even show me how to make tartar sauce. He just said, this is the tartar sauce, make it. And I was like, fab. Made it, he came over, he literally picked up the spoon, threw the spoon back into the tartar sauce and was like, this is shit. And then my second job, again, to cut a long story short, I was a waitress and the owner was a creep. Just picture, and I know that this is going to come across as quite strong worded, but just picture the creepiest man around underage girls serving pints. To put it into context, I was waiting for my dad to pick me up one day from work. It was closing time, I think it was like 10 o'clock at night. That was the finishing time. This guy turns all of the lights off, it's pitch black outside, it's pitch black inside the pub, and he locks all of the doors. And then proceeded to walk over to me and put his hands on my shoulders. After that, no. Then went and worked in another restaurant as a waitress again. I got incredible vibes from this place when I first started working there. Everybody was so friendly. I even went to Milan with one of the girls for my 18th birthday. I worked here for around 5 years. I was even working here during COVID. And these are the same people that tried to break my relationship up. But I did meet Dan there, so that's a positive. And also my best friend. Just weird. That's the only way that I can describe working there. They were trying that hard to break me and Dan up that me and Dan was just like, should we just pretend that we're not together anymore? And I don't know about you, but 2 people being together, whether they work together or not, is none of my business. I do just want to preference by saying that it weren't everybody that worked there. I actually really enjoyed working with quite a few people there, especially the kitchen staff. The problem is, when you work in hospitality, everybody becomes so close because you spend so much of your life together. Like, you are at work more than you are at home. That entire job experience in itself deserves a whole different story time. The next place that I worked was for the same company. We just transferred to a different location. Loved working here. Everybody was so nice. Everybody we met was really, really nice. I still speak to a couple of those people. Went just anywhere really, like we were all really close. I ended up leaving that place because it was about an hour and a half away from where I'm originally from. I actually really miss those people. I miss working with them. And then got a job at Aldi. So I left the hospitality scene and then was entered into the retail scene.